Welcome to Official History World, where history comes alive. Explore the events, empires, and people that shaped our world. Subscribe and be part of our journey through time.
He was worshipped as a living god, yet his every move was ruled by fear, ritual, and betrayal. Behind the golden mask of power, ancient Egypt's pharaoh endured a life of isolation, obsession, and chilling secrets. What darkness truly lurked within the palace walls, and what price did these divine rulers pay for immortality? The divine status and isolation of pharaohs. Pharaohs were not just kings, they were revered as living gods, believed to embody the deity Horus on earth. This divine status placed them at the pinnacle of society, granting them absolute authority over law, religion, and warfare. The pharaoh's word shaped the fate of the entire kingdom, yet this exalted position came at a cost. Their daily existence was marked by profound isolation. Shielded from ordinary citizens and even from many courtiers, pharaohs lived behind palace walls, surrounded by layers of guards, servants, and officials. Contact with the outside world was strictly controlled, reinforcing their mystique but also deepening their solitude. The immense responsibility of maintaining cosmic order and prosperity weighed heavily, and any misstep was believed to threaten the balance of the universe. Daily rituals, superstitions, and obsessions. Each day for a pharaoh began with elaborate rituals and strict routines, reflecting a world governed by superstition and tradition. Personal grooming was a ceremonial affair. Attendants shaved the ruler's head and body, applied kohl and malachite to the eyes, and anointed skin with fragrant oils. Every action, from which foot entered a room first to which hand was used for eating, had symbolic meaning and was performed to ward off evil or attract divine favor. Offerings and prayers to gods such as Re and Osiris were non-negotiable, as the pharaoh's spiritual duties were believed to ensure the kingdom's survival. Even the smallest mistake in ritual could be seen as an omen, fueling an atmosphere of anxiety and obsessive attention to detail. This constant adherence to ritual and superstition underscored the pharaoh's belief in their own sacred role, but also created a life filled with pressure and fear of the unknown. Palace life. Inside the palace, pharaohs were surrounded by breathtaking luxury. Their homes featured lush gardens, exotic animals, and intricate fountains, all designed to showcase royal wealth and power. Meals were feasts of rare delicacies, served in golden vessels by an army of servants. Yet, this opulence was closely monitored. Every movement, conversation, and decision were watched by officials, bodyguards, and courtiers, each with their own ambitions. Privacy was a rare commodity, as the pharaoh was expected to be visible during ceremonies and public events, reinforcing their divine image. Even moments of relaxation were staged, with musicians and dancers performing to maintain an atmosphere of splendor. The palace was a place of both comfort and constant vigilance, where luxury masked the ever-present scrutiny and underlying tension of court politics, religious duties, and the burden of ma'at. The pharaoh's most sacred obligation was upholding ma'at, the principle of truth, balance, and cosmic order. This duty permeated every aspect of their reign, from officiating religious ceremonies to making offerings at temples. Pharaohs were seen as intermediaries between the gods and the people, responsible for ensuring the Nile's floods, agricultural prosperity, and the overall harmony of the land. Failure in these duties was not just a personal failing, but a cosmic threat, believed to invite chaos and disaster upon Egypt. The pressure to maintain Ma'at required constant vigilance and devotion, with priests and advisors monitoring every religious act. The burden of this spiritual stewardship was immense, as the pharaoh's success or failure had consequences believed to extend beyond their own life, shaping the fate of the entire civilization. The dark side of royal marriages and incest. To preserve the purity of the royal bloodline, pharaohs often married close relatives, including sisters and daughters. These unions were considered sacred, reinforcing the divine nature of the ruling family. However, such practices had disturbing consequences. Incestuous marriages increased the risk of genetic disorders, as later revealed by modern scientific studies on royal mummies. These relationships were also fraught with political tension, as rival queens and their offspring vied for influence and succession. The palace became a battleground of intrigue, with alliances forged and broken in pursuit of power. The tradition of royal incest, while intended to strengthen the dynasty, often led to tragic outcomes both for individual rulers and for the stability of the Egyptian state. Wait a second. What do you think drove the pharaohs to surround themselves with such extreme rituals and isolation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Palace intrigue. The Egyptian court was a crucible of ambition, where the struggle for succession often led to betrayal and ruthless power plays. Producing a male heir was a top priority, but the royal family's tangled relationships fueled fierce competition. Queens, concubines, and their children formed rival factions, each seeking to secure the throne for their own bloodline. Advisors, priests, and military leaders added further complexity, sometimes manipulating events behind the scenes. Historical records tell of plots to poison rivals, secret alliances, and even coups orchestrated within the palace walls. The story of Hatshepsut, who seized power as a female pharaoh, and Akhenaten, whose radical reforms alienated powerful priests, exemplify the volatility of royal succession. These internal conflicts shaped Egypt's destiny, often leading to instability and abrupt changes in leadership. The pharaoh's ultimate authority was always under threat from those closest to the throne: human sacrifice and retainer burials. In the earliest dynasties, pharaohs carried their authority into the afterlife through chilling acts of human sacrifice. Upon a king's death, dozens of servants, officials, and sometimes even pets were killed and buried alongside their ruler. This practice, known as retainer burial, was believed to ensure loyal service in the next world. Archaeological excavations at royal tombs in Abydos have uncovered mass graves of young men and women, their lives cut short to accompany their sovereign. The scale of these sacrifices reveals the pharaoh's absolute power and the deeply spiritual nature of Egyptian beliefs about death. Over time, this brutal custom faded, replaced by symbolic substitutes such as Shabti figurines. Yet, the legacy of retainer burials remains a stark reminder of the gulf between ruler and subject, and the extraordinary lengths taken to secure a pharaoh's comfort and authority beyond the grave. Famous pharaohs. Egypt's history is illuminated by the reigns of extraordinary rulers, each leaving a distinct mark. Hatshepsut, one of the few female pharaohs, ruled with skill and vision, commissioning grand temples and trade expeditions, while presenting herself as a male king to legitimize her reign. Akhenaten stands out for his religious revolution, discarding Egypt's traditional gods in favor of the singular worship of Aten, the sun disk, and moving the capital to Amarna. His radical changes unsettled the priesthood and court, leading to turmoil. Tutankhamun, Akhenaten's son, is renowned not for his rule, but for the discovery of his untouched tomb, offering unparalleled insight into royal burial practices. Ramses II, known as Ramses the Great, ruled for over 6 decades, expanded Egypt's borders, and built monumental temples. Each of these rulers navigated unique challenges, shaping Egypt's legacy in both celebrated and controversial ways. The obsession with death, tombs, and immortality. Pharaohs devoted immense resources to preparing for the afterlife, believing death was a gateway to eternal existence. Monumental tombs, such as the pyramids and the Valley of the Kings, were constructed as both burial sites and spiritual fortresses. These structures were filled with treasures, food, and intricate wall paintings depicting the journey through the underworld. Elaborate mummification preserved the ruler's body, while spells and amulets offered protection against supernatural dangers. The drive for immortality was so intense that entire industries were dedicated to tomb construction and funerary goods. This obsession extended to the inclusion of sacred texts like the Book of the Dead to guide the pharaoh's soul. The desire to be remembered forever fueled architectural and artistic achievements, but also led to acts of extreme extravagance and, at times, exploitation of the populace to fulfill the pharaoh's quest for eternal life. Modern discoveries. Advancements in archaeology and science have revolutionized our understanding of ancient Egypt's rulers. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 unveiled a treasure trove of artifacts, providing unprecedented insight into royal life and death. Modern techniques, such as CT scans and DNA analysis, have revealed genetic disorders linked to royal inbreeding and clarified causes of death for several pharaohs. Inscriptions and papyri unearthed from temple archives have shed light on court politics, religious practices, and daily routines. Recent excavations continue to uncover lost tombs, statues, and even entire settlements, deepening our knowledge of the era. These findings have dispelled myths, confirmed historical accounts, and raised new questions about the complexities of power, health, and society in ancient Egypt. As technology progresses, each discovery brings us closer to understanding the true nature of the pharaohs and the civilization they shaped. The pharaohs' world was one of breathtaking splendor and haunting darkness, a legacy carved in stone and shadow. Their pursuit of immortality left wonders and warnings for the ages. As the sands of Egypt continue to guard their secrets, the story of these divine rulers reminds us that power often comes at an unimaginable cost. Thanks for watching.